Tuned in to www.oghuskyradio.com. Broadcasting live from the east side of Los Angeles. These are always the best interviews when they don't got no Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter, nothing.
Nothing.
PINK135ER. PINK135ER.
Yes, correct.
And these are always the dopest way. If you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, trust me, they could get in contact with her. Go ahead and introduce yourself formally.
Well, I'm PINK135ER. I represent the Bay to LA. I'm basically down with TWA and soakings. That's basically what I do for now.
So you're originally from the Bay or originally from LA, or how does it go?
Well, I started off in the Bay. That's where I got the 135er from.
What does that 135er mean?
That's a street.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's exactly.
But 135, let's see. That might still be Gardena too,
that
right?
That is, yeah.
That's a coincidence, or when you left the Yay, you were like, I gotta go where there's another 135, and you're like past South Central and keep going. No,
no.
Just happened that way.
It just happened that way.
Trip out.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's where the 135 comes. And then what about the Pink? The name Pink.
Well, see, funny thing, because when Poet gave it to me, it wasn't nothing about graffiti. He just kind of like gave me that nickname just off the back, and then when I got involved with the graffiti, that's when he kind of brought up, Pink, Lady Pink, right? That's from New York, yeah. So he was like, you got to give her credit. So we got to add a number. And I'm like, well, we could add the 135er. I mean, there's really no females right now rolling around with a name and a number followed by that. So that's what we took it as.
So then before graph, what were you involved in? Or like, is there an art? Is there a transition? Is there something coinciding?
Listen, it's kind of funny how this happened, because when I was a kid, yes, I was an artist, but I was more like into the lowrider art. That was my style.
Okay.
Graffiti actually came around in 2003, and that's because, it came through Poet. He just started sketching up some pieces, and I was like, wow, that's cool. Being around the scene for too long.
Man, hold on. Let me just put it to you this way. You'd be making millions and millions of dollars doing lowrider art, but you met King Poet LA. Now you're gonna be forever broke doing graffiti fucking.
No. See, in reality, everybody thinks that's what it leads to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like graffiti does offer you more than just that. There's galleries. There's so much to take advantage of. It's just like you just gotta be a committed, a dedicated, and just take advantage of any opportunity without getting too fame hungry. Because that's when everything crashes down.
So before that, with the lowrider art, obviously, like that was through like Lowrider magazine, right? So what was the transition, or what did you see where like I got to get into this graph art?
Well, the spray cans.
Okay, break it down. What was it about it?
Well, when I did the graffiti, the lowrider art, it used to be just color pens. I used to just color with color pens and the pencils with the powder shading. But then when Poet brought me around the graffiti scene and he just started picking up spray cans, I was like, what is this? And that kind of brought a huge interest. But I was still intimidated by it, so I just kind of watched, for a few years. I'm talking about maybe like 3 years, because, that still was all new to me. I didn't know anything about it. I was just still learning. And around 2006, that's when I just kind of got the feel of it, and I was like, I'm taking off.
As a medium for you, okay, not for you personally,
right?
Not as a medium for you. Is aerosol harder or is paintbrush harder? Or
you know what? Both.
For you though,
both.
for you, because people be like, oh, that's bullshit. The technique in this, we're just for PINK135ER.
Both, yeah.
What came easier to you?
The spray can.
Why? How do you figure?
Because
like, explain
paint over paint, and you could always like cover anything without a problem. With brush, it's like you gotta sit around and wait for it to dry, and then kind of, it's a whole.
People that are not in art, like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, no, but that's true. You could fucking.
Yeah. Very easily cover it up.
Are you a bomber piecer?
No, I'm definitely a piecer, and I'm trying to transition into a muralist into the future. Yes.
Okay, let's get into then. As a muralist nowadays is, I mean, you know that because you're involved. We'll get into that a little bit later. You're involved with the Vermont Art District.
Right.
A muralist now is put your name up in as many colors as you can.
Right.
Is that what you want to go through, or are you looking at when you say a muralist and break it down?
Well, I started with basics, which was the blocks. Then I went through semi-wild style. Then I generated a style where now it's like I want to throw wild style or regular letters, but then I want to incorporate like characters with a scene behind, and always tell a story behind everything that I draw.
I think that's what's kind of lost when people use the term muralist now, is that the story, there's no story behind it. And we're from East Los Angeles. We're fortunate to grow up in the streetscapers era. So anybody that doesn't know about that, just look them up. The streetscapers are East Side artists that a lot of the murals that you see now in music videos or that are still rocking, Chavez and Soto, Daly and Broadway and Lincoln Heights, where there's a story. You could just look at it and like see how this whole story progresses.
Exactly.
With that being said, I just want an artist to realize now too, is that like when you're given these walls, you don't understand the power of like there's people growing up. That's all they see, those murals and light in it. Just like the Vermont Art District, you could walk people around there because there's art now. It's not fucking neighborhoods crossing out other neighborhoods.
Exactly.
Imagine now, like I think that's what fortunate for me growing up in that era is that I saw that. Mm-hmm. So understand the power of what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like when you have the chance to rush. But who taught you all this? Did you know this from Oakland when you came to LA? Or?
No. It was actually Poet. He basically brought me through all the history. I mean, there's so much history he talked about that I was like, wait a minute, like holds up. I can't really pick up on everything. I was picking up on stuff here and there, but I'm glad that I picked up on the.
So Poet, he's your parole officer, or how do you know Poet? Where do you know Poet from?
He's definitely somewhat like that, and my dictator. Yes. No, he's actually my teacher. He's the one that educated me. He's the one that gave me my first sketch. He's the one that schooled me on straight lines, on how your piece really got to look on walls. He's the one that I basically argue with when we used to go, out at the yards and like fight over how I wanted my piece to look. And he was like, no, you can't do this. If you're going to come and hit the wall, you got to just do it right. And, he educated me and led me to where I am today. Yeah.
With that, you are available for canvas, for letters, for custom logos, anything of that nature. Once again, no website, PINK135ER, ask around. You will be able to get in contact with someone who knows how to get in contact with the contact of the contact.
Yeah.
But definitely doing that. But is it harder for a female?
It is.
How? Like,
because I feel like you're underlooked at. You're not really taken serious. At times I feel like it's a challenge, to go out there and try to please, and then, you got to earn that respect. You got to go and know what you're doing and like take the show, because everybody's there for themselves. But then once you're a female and they expect you to kind of, I guess, like choke or, throw some girly stuff out there. And then when you come out crazy, it's just like, wow, you give them something to talk about, and that's exciting.
If I give you a wall, what do you prefer to do?
Well, right now it's definitely going to be letters and a character, because that's what I'm pushing myself for, and I'm not going to go back.
No, how about the lowriders? Do you do the lowriders with aerosol?
No, I haven't tried that, but I do sketch that in pencil.
Yeah.
And eventually anything I sketch in pencil, I could transform into a wall.
Damn, that should be hard. That should be dope.
It's a challenge. I'm taking up any challenge I can take. I tell you.
Nah, especially with the aerosol, people don't understand the power that it has.
They don't.
Like with the power of aerosol, imagine a low, like on the side of a building. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All detail.
Exactly.
I mean, Janko did all right, homie, right there in Highland Park. Now you definitely go across from the theater. Janko rocked the wall out there. We have it on the Instagram.
I did see
the sketch, but not completely done. But we definitely were out there too early. Actually, I got sunburned like 10 minutes in the sun that day.
You were there?
Yeah, 10 minutes only. You know what I mean? Wifey's like, what the fuck? Where were you at? I was like, surfing USA.
Well, make sure you get your suntan going on before you go out there.
Yeah, with Janko and shit. You know what I mean? But definitely the artists that definitely like, that's just part of the dedication to, you know what I mean, doing what y'all do. What's your involvement then with the Vermont Art District?
Well, I'm just a support system for Poet, as well as a wall freeloader, I mean, to get somewhere, because I don't have a yard and I don't have my walls to paint on, and canvas is not the same as the wall. You know, I just take advantage of any free space and just kind of do it. At the same time, I'm coaching, you know, helping him out as well, because, you know, we do have young TWA members who just recruited, and some of them need that assistance. So while they're painting, I'm painting, and whether they're doing letters, I'm incorporating a character, and vice versa, you know, trying to help each other out.
With the Vermont Art District, we know the power that it has, and how it's going to reach people, especially the younger generation that you know are seeing it and getting the mentorship of not just the mentorship of, oh, this is how you hold a can and turn it, but just the history and just the underlying rules that are applied within the art. But for yourself, especially because there's no monetary gain, what's the success for you then? Like what is ultimately the skill?
The skill.
But where do you plan to take it? Is there any? Does it matter just to possess it and have it?
Well, the thing is, besides possessing it, you know, at the end of the day, when someone sees a good artist, they see where you started from and they see what you developed, then that's where things start falling into place. You know, business-wise, you know, money starts coming in. Why? Because they, you know, they want you to either do a wall, or they want you to airbrush something, or
do you do the airbrushing?
No, but you know, it's not gonna stop me. I can't tell you that that's something I'm planning on giving up. You know, I've always thought about maybe tattooing in the future. I mean, I'm trying to do a lot. I'm not trying to limit.
So, okay, as an artist, do you take it as it comes, or it's like, okay, this year I'm gonna be a tattoo artist, I'm gonna master it, I'm gonna master this year a wild style, and then that's it, I'm done with it? Or is it like as it comes? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, a lot of people want tattoos, so I'm gonna just jump in the lane. How do you view it for yourself?
Well, for tattoos, I feel like it's more of a risk, so I'm not trying to jump into that too soon. But by me preparing, like doing murals and characters, eventually will lead to me being a pro into that, you know, because it comes and goes easy. But how I generally teach myself is, like, right now I'm doing my regular sketches, but then I'm looking at YouTube videos with 3D styles, and then I'm looking at murals, how they incorporate colors, and you know, I'm trying to do one thing, and then when that's done, okay, I'm gonna do this, you know, and I'm just jumping, grabbing anything that could like make me better than what I am today.
Is it the challenge, or is it what is it then? I can say
is the challenge, the excitement, and overall the amazing feeling of like looking at it up in the wall and knowing that you got it done, basically.
Well, keep up the good work. You could catch her at the Vermont Arts District, which is located on Vermont and 93rd in the beautiful city of South Central Los Angeles.
That's correct.
And I'm gonna cheat right now. If you want to get some walls at the Vermont Arts District, Facebook, King Poet LA. And I'm not saying he knows her or he could find her, but I'm just saying that might be a start. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
PINK135ER, thank you for your time and coming through. Keep up the good work. Any shout outs before we cut out?
Well, actually, I want to start off first with the show that we're having July the 13th. You know, hello, my name is. We're going to have a lot of great artists, different artists that we haven't really had in the streets. So come through, show your support. The second thing is my crew members from TWA for putting it down and, you know, working hard at progressing and upgrading their skills. All of our TWA members out of the States, you know, Havoc, Don, Ice, Rocco from Japan, and my husband Poet, obviously, because, you know, he's the one that got me involved in this, the homie Janko, you guys in general for taking me in, and anyone that supports PINK135 and shows me love, I appreciate it.
There it is, OGHuskyRadio.com. Stay posted, DJ Top Rank Live. Every Thursday night, y'all, 9 p.m. West Coast time.